Greetings, everyone. I am F. Keith Slaughter, senior servant of the beloved Community Church of Atlanta. Our ministry began 5 years ago with a few dedicated souls who were dedicated to serving our people and worshiping our God. We are a small church. However, since we began, we have slowly grown from a mere idea into a thriving, busy, and dynamic presence in the Pittsburgh community of Atlanta, Georgia. The coronavirus pandemic indelibly altered the work of our ministry. The food and resources gap between the poor and others has widened right before our eyes. As the world around us changed, we recognized the need to expand our already established food pantry to include a food sharing component for children and adults in our community. We now serve hot meals, sandwiches, snacks, and beverages 3 days a week and provide emergency food pantry access throughout the week. The times required that we expand our capacity to serve, but we had inadequate facilities needed to do the work. To that end, we recently acquired a historic Pittsburgh landmark formerly known as Little Zion Baptist Church. Our plan is to transition our food pantry and resource brokerage center, including a new day shelter component, into the Little Zion Annex of the beloved Community Church. We need room to grow, and I need your help to make it happen. The food pantry will give community members and their families access to nutritious food in a clean and healthy environment. The Resource Brokerage Center will connect persons to information and benefits available to them, while the day shelter will create space for showers and personal care, cell phone recharging stations, and other help for our unsheltered sisters and brothers. So here's the ask. I'm asking you to be mindful and prayerful around your possible role in helping us to take care of some good people who need to feel the experience of human love, care, and compassion in the midst of their struggle. After considering the possibilities, I ask that you would share your best gift with us to help us renovate the building, put on a new roof, replace the damaged flooring, and rebuild the handicap ramp to make it a bright, healthy, secure space for healing and restoration to occur. I believe that this is good ground. Won't you help us by investing in making Dr. King's vision of the beloved community a blessed reality? You can help us by cash apping us at $the beloved community. You may also go to my website, Dr.FKeithSlaughter.org, and make a PayPal donation. But however you give, make sure you give to this good and worthy cause.
Y'all know what it is.
I can't sit at the seat of the scornful. Run away, run away, run away. Those wolves in sheep clothing.
Come on.
Run away. Take back what you stole from me. Compensate. They keep lying, man, and I can't relate. Run away, run away, run away.
Mr. Slaughter D call me Trap Pastor. I talk slow, but you know I rap faster.
That right.
Hard rhymes, I'm as serious as cancer. Recognize you ain't a slave, you a master. Came here on the bottom of the boat.
That right.
Can't flow, so I had to backstroke. Coming up on the verses that I rode. Every day I slang hope, not dough. Black excellence, down with the team. Malcolm X's nightmare, Martin Luther's dream. Fight the power, can you feel what I mean? Like Rakim said, I'm a microphone fiend. Came south on a special invitation. Say a word on the current situation. No delay, no more hesitation. All you fist up, take your preparation, sucker.
Y'all know what it is.
I can't sit the seat of the scornful. Run away, run away, run away. Those wolves in sheep clothing.
Come on.
Run away. Take back what you stole from me. Compensate. They keep lying, man, and I can't relate. Run away, run away, run away.
Yeah, so you think you can run away from reality? You think you can run away from the problems? You think you can find yourself someplace else to go where there's no God? Hey man, wherever you go, God is already there waiting on you. So stop running. And if you gotta run, tie your shoes. And the couch of love was down. The couch of love goes down again. That's good. Wow. Yes. Hey there. What good? I'm up in here. Where y'all at? Yeah. Yes. I'm up in here, man. It's your brother, Trap Pastor, the Machine, Big SD, Southside Uncle. You already know, Uncle Southside, Southwest. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the show, man. Thank you. I deserve all that. Welcome to The Situation with Dr.FKeith Slaughter. This is an intentionally Afrocentric live streaming infotainment variety talk experience. Each and every day we come into your world if you allow us space, and we bring interesting black people and people who love black people into your space. And what I was really thinking about, man, I was thinking about how we just reel and bring real people to talk about their real concerns. And that's important and that's necessary. And I think that we need to exist. We're in a situation and we need to record and pull together and hold together and curate a record of what black people thought about what we were experiencing in these days and times. And hopefully this will become an important archival piece as we look at the history of our people unfold in real time. That's the situation, man. Today is January the 27th. The year is 2022. The double deuce. We're in the middle of a pandemic still that's becoming endemic, but yet people are continuing to be diseased by it. But you're still alive. And so it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I gotta get someplace else to sit because my posture getting bad and the couch of love and broke down. And we're gonna have to get a brick and put up under there or something. Make it do what it do. So I've been sharing with you this week from this text by W.E.B. Du Bois. I was looking at a piece of commentary the other day, and there was some, the person was making some real disparaging kinds of statements as relates to W.E.B. Du Bois, talking about his connection to the Boule and how the Boule is, the Boule, was it Sigma Pi Phi, and how this group of elite black people who are a part of that organization work as gatekeepers to allow or reject black people from being able to ascend in society. They basically protect white interests, is what the brother was saying. I don't, and I had to do some study about Sigma Pi Phi and find out if that's really what it is. It's supposed to be the black companion group associated with Skull and Bones. I don't know. That's just what dude said. I got to study this for myself and do the research for myself. Anyway, W.E.B. Du Bois is purportedly one of the first members of that organization. And like I said, the brother was saying some disparaging stuff. I don't know. But let's continue to listen as W.E.B. Du Bois rummages through the souls of white folk. He writes, up through the foam of green and weltering waters wails this great mass of hatred in wilder, fiercer violence, until I look down and know that today, to the millions of my people, no misfortune could happen of death and pestilence, failure and defeat that would not make the hearts of millions of their fellows beat with fierce, vindictive joy. Do you doubt it? Ask your own soul what it would say if the next census were to report that half of Black America was dead and the other here half dying. Unfortunate? Unfortunate. But where is the misfortune? Mine. I am, in my blackness, the sole sufferer. I suffer. And yet somehow above the suffering, above the shackled anger that beats the bars, above the hurt that crazes their surges in me, a vast pity for a people imprisoned and enthralled, hampered and made miserable for such a cause, for such a fantasy. Conceive this nation of all human beings engaged in a crusade to make the world safe for democracy. Can you imagine the United States protesting against Turkish atrocities in Armenia while the Turks are silent about mobs in Chicago and St. Louis? What is Louvain compared with Memphis, Waco, Washington, Dyersburg, and Estill Springs? In short, what is the black man but America's Belgium? And how could America condemn in Germany that which she commits just as brutally within her own borders? A true and worthy ideal frees and uplifts a people. A false ideal imprisons and lowers. Say to men earnestly and repeatedly, honesty is best, knowledge is power, do unto others as you would be done by. Say this and act it, and the nation must move toward it, if not to it. But say to a people, the one virtue is to be white, and the people rush to the inevitable conclusion, kill the nigger. Is not this the record of present America? Is not this its headlong progress? Are we not coming more and more day by day to making the statement, I am white, the one fundamental tenet of our practical morality? Only when this basic iron rule is involved in our defense of right of nation, wide and prompt, murder may swagger, theft may rule, and prostitution may flourish, and the nation gives but spasmodic, intermittent, and lukewarm attention. But let the murderer be black, or the thief brown, or the violator of womanhood have a drop of Negro blood, and the righteousness of the indignation sweeps the world. nor would this fact make the indignation less justifiable. Did not we all know that it was blackness that was condemned and not the crime? Wow. Wow. It's crazy how W.E.B. Du Bois nailed it 70 years ago, 80 years ago. Here we are now. Similar space. And so, that's the situation. You want to know what the deal is? It's in the car and everything. That's messed up. Oh, but I brought the chicken in. Much love to Frederica Jones, Sandtown Pub. Yeah. Yeah, man. So you want to know what the deal is, what's going on in this world, and there is a lot going on, and I'm going to share a little bit that was shared with me by our crack research staff here at The Situation. And so, Prince Atto Kumsan, who is senior reporter for Ghana Feed, gets the byline for this story, which reads, the majority chief whip, Frank Honor Dompré, has stated that happenings in the 8th Parliament is creating the grounds for military intervention. I hate to hear these kinds of words in Ghana, coming out of Ghana. We're going to pay very close attention to what's happening there. But I don't know, there are concerns of military intervention. There are concerns that Parliament may be dissolved, and I don't know. That's too much. We're gonna pay very close attention to this story. Again, Prince Atto Kumsan, a senior reporter, is reporting that in Ghana, Parliament is setting the stage for a coup. That's disturbing. Ethiopians from Tigray are protesting outside the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, South Africa. Ethiopians from the Tigrayan region living in South Africa demanded the withdrawal of Ethiopian forces from Tigray and an independent international investigation into allegations of war crimes being committed in that region. The protesters gathered around the U.S. Embassy and European Union's building in Pretoria on Wednesday. A protester is quoted as saying, in Tigray, it's very bad. There's no food there, no communication, there's no medication. People are dying due to lack of medication. They are starving. Children are starving. It's very devastating. Meanwhile, Ethiopia's Council of Ministers has proposed ending the country's 6-month state of emergency right now, citing recent developments in the war that has raged in Tigray and neighboring regions for over a year. Yeah, the situation is deteriorating there, and that war needs to come to an end. However, it's beef with Ethiopia and another section of the country that sees itself as independent from the larger country. At least that's my understanding. And so there is warfare. The question is, who is directing the people of Tigray? And of course, I told you about the World Health Organization's president being from the Tigray region, the WHO, and that's connected to the United Nations. And what it looks like is that there's this American or European or NATO kind of takeover of that section of Ethiopia, and that sounds to me what the war is about. I don't know. I'm no diplomat. Story out of Johannesburg from CBS News is saying that only 8 weeks after the world heard about the Omicron variant of the coronavirus, when researchers in South Africa who discovered the strain notified global authorities that country's wave of infection has now fallen as sharply as it climbed. Not only that, but South Africa has weathered its 4th wave of COVID-19 with very little interruption in people's lives. Again, CBS foreign news correspondent Deborah Potter reports that in the suburbs of Johannesburg, restaurants are busy again, traffic is jammed, and the city is bustling. Omicron quickly became the focus of global anxiety as infections spread across South Africa with ferocious speed. Within days, the country was at the epicenter of the pandemic. And then, now it's dissipated. And they are, in the words of the headline of this story, they are over Omicron. Closer to home, we ain't over it here yet, don't look like. Oh no. So, big news that was on, had the news shows popping last evening. And that big story is the impending retirement of Supreme Court Justice Stephen Beyer. Yep, another old white man is retiring from the Supreme Court. This one happens to be liberal, but he also happens to be 83 years old. And this is a big story, and the reason it's a big story is because a certain president of the United States promised, when in the midst of his campaign for the 2020 presidential election, promised that if he has the opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court justice, that they would be a black woman. And so the short list has already been compiled, and they are beginning to look at different black women to become the next member of the Supreme Court of the United States. At the top of the list,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be a black woman. We that's cool, and it's about time. It's past time. It should have been one. At any rate, they lining up the black women, and they got a short list of potential nominees, and they're going to try to push this through. Again, it's a 50. This is not subject to the filibuster. So it's a 51-50 majority thing. So if all the Democrats vote and Kamala Harris comes in and breaks the tie, if all the Democrats vote for the nominee, if all the Republicans vote against it, Kamala Harris can break the tie and the person becomes a member of the Supreme Court. So several different sisters. And on the quote short list, there's about 8 that I saw. And so we'll see which one of the 8 they choose. But that's cool. I just don't want that to be a distraction from the George Floyd bill that has died in Congress, as well as the John Lewis bill for voting reform, the Voting Reform Act. I mean, let's not become distracted by the president honoring one of the promises that he made and ignoring 7 or 8 other ones that were made. Okay? Don't get twisted. Don't get caught up. Don't go for the banana in the tailpipe situation. You know what I'm saying? You see my hand over here? You see my hand over there? You looking at my hand over there, and then you ain't looking at what I'm doing over here. What's up, Mia? I'm in the middle of my show, sis. This is comedy. This is come on up here and have a seat. Let's talk. Well, you want to come up and mess with me in the middle of my show, and now you don't want to be on. You don't want to be on camera. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Yeah. Yeah. I had to feed these people. I had to feed these men's up in here. I had to feed these men's that work on this show first. What? Ain't nobody put you out no church. What is you talking about? What is you talking about?
What the fuck?
Mill, Marguerite, would you give Mildred a couple of pieces of that chicken, Lord Jesus? And I don't know if is you all right? Is you okay? Okay, well, have a seat and quit interrupting my show. Yeah, okay. You want some eggs? You might as well come up and sit in the chair and get interviewed. You interrupted my news. Where you working at? What did it say to Maze? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you need some chicken to be able to go do that. Oh, okay.
What?
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mill. Love you. Okay. Can I go back to doing my show now? Oh, I interrupted myself. This is interesting. Have you and my wife been talking? Cause that's the game she run on me. Like, you interrupted yourself. I didn't interrupt. Okay, all right. And I'm like, you know what? That's masterful. That is a masterful use. Y'all been paying attention to white folks real careful. Because that's how white folks do.
Please stop that.
I didn't interrupt you.
Please stop that.
You interrupted yourself. Damn. Anyway, can I go back to the show? Oh, my goodness. Okay. I can't even go into this story now. But this is one I need to share with you. From the Root, Noah McGee is reporting. And I read this story, and it just broke me down, man. So a brother by the name of Peter Bernardo Spencer, 29-year-old black man, all right, shot multiple times, okay? He was on a trip with a former co-worker and a couple of more of the co-worker's friends. And he was the only black man. They out in the woods camping, right? Shooting guns and drinking beer in Pennsylvania. Okay? And this is Venango County, Pennsylvania. So they found multiple firearms, ballistic evidence, controlled substances, and other items which were seized from the scene. This happened last month in December the 14th. and they are not sharing the results of the autopsy until they complete the toxicology and the gathering and analysis of laboratory results. Okay? Now, no one was arrested. This dude's been shot, right? Murdered out in the woods with four other white men. He's the only black man there, out there. Nobody was arrested. No one has been indicted. No one has been detained other than for a few moments for questioning. All have been released who were there. Now, how this black man end up dead and his four crackers that's out in the woods with him, and don't nobody know what happened to him? And the police ain't arrested nobody? It's guns, dope. They got ballistic evidence. Spencer, the brother, he was from Jamaica. And I don't know why he was kicking it with these crackers. But that ain't the worst part of it, sisters and brothers. The ballistic evidence shows that he was shot 9 times, every one by me. Damn. Bye. Anyway, back to this very serious matter. The 9 shots were all in the back. 9 shots in the back. Nobody arrested. Nobody indicted. Autopsy report still not released. All right. And that story.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And that story is from The Roots, Noah McGee. Rest in peace, Brother Spencer, and I pray that justice is done in this case. And hopefully that won't be the last that we hear of it. Another just as awful occurrence in case, Kendrick Johnson's case. There's new news on that case. Fox 5 Atlanta, their digital team is reporting that the Lowndes County Sheriff, Ashley Paulk, said the lengthy investigation into the death of high school student Kendrick Johnson determined that it was accidental and there was no foul play. He released a synopsis of the case file.
Bullshit.
Of Kendrick Johnson's death.
Bullshit.
Where his body
Bullshit.
was found in January 2013 in an upright wrestling mat. Y'all know what a wrestling mat is. A mat, like that you do exercises on, and when you do the mats, you roll them up and you stand them up in the corner. Well, this baby was rolled up in a mat and stacked up in the corner. And he put himself there. He rolled himself up in the mat. Now, he accidentally rolled himself up in the mat, whooped his own ass too, beat himself up, put all kinds of knots and stuff on his own head, right? And then rolled himself up in the mat and then stood up in the mat and got himself in the corner. That's what the sheriff of Lowndes County, Georgia, wants us to believe.
No, well, that seems like really bullshit.
All right, sisters and brothers. He said there wasn't a cover-up. And the rumors surrounding the death, that's just not true. Just untrue, So, yeah, man. Go on, put the picture up. Put it up. Put it up. Let's see it. It won't let you. Okay. It won't let him put the picture up for some reason. I don't know. There's another picture, though. Okay. All right. Next story. Republicans in the Georgia House, according to Jeff Amy of Associated Press, WSB Channel 2. I can't even put no commentary on that Kendrick Johnson thing, man. It's ridiculous. I just don't believe that it's over. And our people should not rest until justice is brought to bear in this particular case. Anyway, Republicans in the Georgia House on Tuesday signaled that they will push forward with a proposal that would allow parents to protest books and other materials that they believe are harmful to minors, with school officials required to decide within 7 days whether to remove the material. So let's get this straight. If there is a parent or some parents who don't like a particular book that a student is assigned to read, that they can protest to their school board, I guess, and they have to respond, or either the school board or the officials in the school, and they have to respond within 7 days. Either remove the material, or I don't know what the backlash will be. But y'all know what that's about. That's about white folks' desire here and now, which is it's always been like that. But they really want to control the narrative of history. They want to be able to put in what they like and pull out what they don't like, to insert that which flatters them and to delete that which paints them in a true and real light and exposes the horror that they have inflicted upon the world. They don't want people to know that any longer. They don't want us to be able to access that information, since information now is a commodity. I mean, it's the top commodity that's being traded on the social exchange. It's information. And they want to limit the information that children receive, that learners are able to learn, because they don't want their children to know the truth. And so they are legislating it.
What do you say?
They making it law that any book that they don't like, they can remove it from the book list of a class. So that's where we are. That's where we are.
No, well, that seems like really bullshit.
And it is. Who is this? Somebody got shot and killed. Latasha Givens of 11 Alive. Somebody, an actress, and I don't know who this is. Montanique Sutton. Who is? I don't know Montanique Sutton, but her favorite uncle, Bobby Lee Sutton, was killed. He was returning Oh, okay. Okay. That's the brother who was killed. The GBI said that a Fulton County deputy was returning home from work late Saturday night when he got a Ring camera alert showing a man breaking into his home. And when he got home, he saw the man was leaving with some tools. So, because the man had broken his house, was out of his house and stole some tools, he murdered the man. Bobby Lee Sutton, 59 years old. So, I don't know about that one.
What the hell?
I don't know about that one. What do people look like? Are all the people black? Is the deputy black or white? We need to know all of that. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, anything could happen to you if you break in somebody's house. We know that. But I think it's illegal to shoot somebody after they out of your house and run. I think that's illegal. I don't think you can just shoot people down because they done stole something. I mean, y'all, I know that people like their stuff and that stuff is valuable and stuff is important to people. I get that. But I don't get killing people for stuff. That I don't get. If you want my stuff, excuse me. If you want my stuff, if you want to roll up on me and take my stuff, well, we ain't gonna fight about no stuff. Here, take this. I ain't trying to fight and have no shootout with you about no car, no truck, or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Hell, you can have this shit. I ain't tripping. So I really can't see, because you can get more stuff. You can't get more life once it's taken away. So I guess, and I don't know who the sister is, but that was her favorite uncle, and she want us to, I don't know what she wants us to do. I don't know. We're going to see how that case works out. Again, it's going to depend on what the deputy looked like, right? It's going to, whether if the deputy was white, it's probably a done deal and it's over. If the deputy was black, I don't know, we might have a little more conversation, but they're going to let him go too. Because look, y'all, they think police get to kill people, and that's part of their job, and that's just what they get to do, and they get away with that. That's where we at right now until we can change that whole mindset. But as long as white supremacy is operative in this country and in this world, because you got to understand, police protect white people. So police get to do what they want to do because they protect what whites have stolen. So they're very valuable to white people. We don't even like police for the most part in our neighborhood. Damn sure don't want no white ones over here. But the reality is that they protect white folks' stuff. So they gonna be in place long as white folks in charge. You can holler defund them.
Yeah.
You can holler defund the police all you want to. They ain't going nowhere. They gonna be protecting white folks' stuff, and they think they need to protect it from you. Okay, so that's all I got for today, man. Now you know what the deal is. I made it through. My stomach over here bubbling. Mildred took the chicken, and hopefully still some left out there, so I can try to get my stomach from bubbling. Hell, I ain't no telling. I need some salad or something. I gotta reverse the trend, y'all, some kind of way. I need to go get my juice or do something. Anyway, my guest are on their way, I would imagine. And so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a minute. Let your people know in about 5 to 7 minutes we'll be back on the air. And we'll be hitting you in the head with the dopest show that you never heard of, Trafficking and Truth Telling with your brother, Trap Pastor the Machine, Slaughter, Big SD Baby, Southside Uncle. I see y'all on the other side of the break. Go to trappastor.com. This is Thursday, right? Because I'm tired, ain't it? I ran out of juice. But hopefully my guests come in and reinvigorate the space. Y'all cold? I'm cold. You turn the heat up and everything, man. We're going to have a show, though. Y'all stay tuned. We're open.
We're open.
Yes, we're open.
We are open, and Sandtown Pub is ready to serve you. We're taking precautions, wearing masks, wearing gloves, sanitizing, and practicing social distancing. We've even partnered with local leaders to hand out free masks. So stop by and enjoy our outdoor patio, dine in, call ahead for pickup, get Uber Eats and DoorDash delivery, or order online at www.sandtownpub.com.
Peace, family. It's your girl, Shelly Set with Sun Goddess Sense, your one-stop natural shop. We are located at 4140 Jonesboro Road, booth 225, inside the Forest Park International Discount Mall in Forest Park, Georgia. Come check us out. You can get your health and beauty items, aromatherapy, skincare, Pan-African apparel, and more. You can reach us at 404-434-7963 or sungoddess_sense on IG or sungoddess.sense on IG or Sun Goddess Sense like page on Facebook. Peace.
Hi, I'm Broderick Gooch.
And I'm Tian Gooch.
And we're Gooch's Goodies.
Here at Gooch's Goodies, we specialize in delivering smiles and satisfaction to your home with our high quality foods at affordable prices.
Our signature sauces and dishes will guarantee a flavor that your family will love. And that's a Gooch's Goodies guarantee. You can follow us on Facebook,
DoorDash,
and Grubhub. See you soon.
weight on my face. Everything has a time and a place. Take it straight to the face, ain't no need to chase. Never doubt myself, never second guess, never sweat. Even when the stress is at my neck, I progress nevertheless. I've been through the fire, but I'm storm-born. Bullshit is the last shit that I got time for. Therefore, a check's the only thing that I'm checking for. Play around with this bull and you gon' catch a longhorn. I got niggas trying to rob me, 12 trying to jail me, schools trying to fail me, and jobs trying to slave me. Told my youngest, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Look into their eyes and I can see hope is diminished. I faced adversity, I faced atrocity, so best believe we gon' keep on winning. We gon' keep on winning. Cut me, you gon' see that I bleed red and blue. I know it's my time, cause haters watching all my moves. Eyes wide as my life just flashing me by. Getting out of past time, getting out of get by. Don't know why I always get this high. Getting out and get by, getting out of live life. Eyes wide as my life just flashing me by. Getting out of past time, getting out and get by. Don't know why I always get this high. Getting out and get by, getting out of live life. I got people hating me for reasons I can't explain. Probably cause I'm reaching goals they thought I'd never attain. Plenty faces in my head that I never wanna see again. I thought we was friends, like you be true to the end. I just hit the reset. Blank slate, let's get a new sense. A way of thinking, a way of being, a way of feeling, a way of seeing, a way of vibing. People around us, full of self-hate. Let's get the paper. It's always there. It's always there. It's always there. And we are here. Now meet me there. Different level, different frequencies. We do it frequently. Quite interesting. I get the guap I get to talk and at the end of the day, we still sad. Eyes wide as my life just flashing me by. Getting out of past time, getting out of get by. Don't know why I always get this high. Getting out of get by, getting out of live life. Eyes wide as my life just flashing me by. Getting out of past time, getting out of get by. Don't know why I always get this high. Getting out of get by, getting out of live life.
I know no national boundary where the Negro is concerned. The world is my province until Africa is free.
First First things first, gotta get that check. Secure the bag, now they mad, go ahead, get your respect. Fools got a mouth but choose to talk about it, they neck. You might see me in the gym, but you can't see me flex. Might see me in the field, but just know I ain't here to play. Triple, no assist, man, I do this all day. Been this shit these days, I'm just trying to maintain. Ever since my elevation, dog, things ain't been the same. I can't listen to a pastor unless he practice what he preach. Can't be cool with anybody, everybody trying to leech. I was starving, trying to find a way to make it through the week. Ain't no silver spoons, man, there ain't no pity for the weak. I'd have had to crawl, but I balled nonetheless. These L's with lessons, man, I swear that we stay blessed. Let's not forget, diamonds get the most press. Solidified more or less, I stay with the tech. Ballin' hard with no assist. No assist. No assist. Ball so hard, I do it all with no assist. No assist. No assist. Ball so hard, I do it all with no assist. Trials and tribulations, this right here is dedication. I don't need evaluation. Young and Haitian came out the field with the revelation. Fruits of my labor, sugar free, a taste of savor. Blood, sweat, and tears gave all of my sauces flavor. We been major, eating for times where I had nothing at the table. This is my life, not a fable. Abstain from Cain, even though I was able. I'm just doing me, so please don't try and label. Same shit, different city, starting in a doohickey. Had to take some time off to see who was really with me. Been slaying since jit days, this is power and pain. Guys who came back with the still no Gregor click game. You know my name, you see the main. Don't get manged, I'm on a whole different plane. Hard to explain when you in the nose, please and I be deep off in the pain. Cat, no assist, no assist. Ball so hard I do it all with no assist. No assist, no assist. Ball so hard I do it all with no assist. No assist, no assist. Ball so hard I do it all with no assist. No assist, no assist. Ball so hard I do it all with no assist. I got dreams worth more than gold. I got dreams worth more than gold. And my life ain't a movie, man, it's more like a show. What's in store, man, you'll never know. It's just another episode. I got dreams worth more than gold. I got dreams worth more than gold. And my life ain't a movie, man, it's more like a show. What's in store, man, you'll never know. It's just another episode. Life a little crazy, you just gotta keep your head up. Focus on the fiscal, I gotta get my bread up. Feds to my dog, so you know that I'm fed up. Been trying to get the green, but it seems that they won't let us. NPC, I refuse to be played. Can't wait for no man in the Cape, come save the day. The old shepherd had all of his land stripped away, and we programmed to think we choose what we think and say. I'm a lifelong learner, 9-figure earner. Shawty is a masterpiece and I'm just trying to learn her. Ganja smoke burner, I get what I wish, but my name ain't Timmy Turner. More like Nat Turner with the burner that could set this world ablaze. Took my mind out the maze, I won't run in your race. My health is wealth, I'm moving at my own pace. Unless we talking cycles of the moon, I just cannot be vague. I got dreams worth more than gold. I got dreams worth more than gold. And my life ain't a movie, man, it's more like a show. What's in store, man, you'll never know. It's just another episode. I got dreams worth more than gold. I got dreams worth more than gold. And my life ain't a movie, man, it's more like a show. What's in store, man, you'll never know. It's just another episode. Man, ruled by appetite, belong to the enemy. Open up your mind and you gon' see the world differently. Nothing is simple for me to put it simply. What we've come to know as reality has influence and complexity. I just simply be. Life is like a tree, family is like branches, people are like leaves, here for a reason, gone the next season, and the roots hold together the fiber of your being. Ain't no wave, bitch, I am the ocean, not a part of it. Understand, I am the wholeness, I'm the frequency that resonates, burning earths and meditate, make a soul levitate, when I slowly penetrate, I ooze confidence, baby, yes I'm that bold, gotta be aware of all the lies that been told, look into my melanin, it's made of solid gold, MOE, but I could never be bought nor sold, I got dreams worth more than gold, I got dreams worth more than gold. And my life ain't a movie, man, it's more like a show. What's in store, man, you'll never know. It's just another episode. I got dreams worth more than gold. I got dreams worth more than gold. And my life ain't a movie, man, it's more like a show. What's in store, man, you'll never know. It's just another episode.
You gonna be all right. What up? That's some of that Soul 9 right there too, ain't it? Yeah, man, that's Soul 9. Friend of the movement. Gotta hurry up and get that boy back up in here. He got some dope music. You can get his stuff. It's out there on Apple Music. You can catch him on YouTube and stuff. So I let Sky hear some Cootie today. Blytheville, Arkansas' own trap star, rapper. And he felt it. I'm telling you, man. And it seems, I know it sounds crazy, man. A dude 60 years old, right? That's like excited about some 20-year-old rappers but I like talent and young people, and I like being around young people, and it make me feel good, you know? And particularly, you know, now, and I'm used to being called Unc now and OG. Because I ain't no kid no more. I am an old dude. And it is a blessing to be around the young people and to really actually still have a real healthy respect for the children, for them, for their work, and, you know, for the things that they like. I'm just doing that. And I guess it comes on you like that when you got kids, but I was talking to y'all yesterday. You remember I was talking about two things that black people, that we got to get a grip on. And that is our tendency to be offended and our tendency to withhold respect, right? When we get those, because all of those things are connected with the idea of love and goodwill and fellowship and kinship, recognition of that. And that's the piece. White folks have coalesced around the idea of being white. That's why they stick with each other. They found them a title that they could ride under, do all of their dirt under, and not even attribute it to themselves, but they attribute it to the movement. It's white supremacy. And so black supremacy can be real because we got to win. And that's straight up. I don't even know where I got all that from, but I guess it got to do with my guest who's here, who pulled up on me. And this sister is a friend of the show, and I'm so glad that she's making her second appearance on the situation. I think that was the last time was you on the movement, and now you on the situation. So but it don't make no difference. It's all good.
Actually, it's my third time.
It's your third time? Okay, that's even better. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, join me in welcoming my dear sister, Mama Lioness Moshay. Yeah. Greetings, Mama Moshay. What's good?
What's good is always good is to be above and not below.
All right. So, yeah, I guess it is. You know what? I don't know what it's like to be below or beneath.
What you say? You don't know?
Mm-mm.
You don't know what it's like to be below or beneath?
You not the ground. I know what it's like to feel low. You know what I mean? But I ain't never been underground with it.
I'm just messing with you. Yes. Well,
when I got raised. Right. Watch out now. Yeah.
So you never been in a cave?
I don't recall ever visiting a cave. I can say I have been in desolate spaces within my own interiority that were cold and dark.
Yeah.
But as far as ever spending any cave time, no, never been in the cave. Yeah. How about you? You been in the cave?
Yes. I actually, when the ancestors visit me sometimes, they take me into the cave.
Okay.
And I always was amazed the first time they took me into a cave, because that's one of the things that you hear from a conscious community when they say that our oppressors, the Caucasoids or whatever they call them, cave dwellers.
Yeah.
But when the ancestors come to me and they want to take me through an initiation, and they want to counsel me and show me things, they bring me into a cave.
Interesting.
Yes. And I noticed when you actually do research on our African indigenous culture, they utilize those who are in contact with Mother Nature and the security that she provides. Before we started building teepees and dwellings, we utilized the caves. But our divine consciousness was different. When we went in, we saw it as a womb.
And that's what was in my mind the whole time. Was a cave is like a womb of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a place where one can find safety and security. It's also a place of mystery.
Yeah.
It's also a place where regeneration can occur, and but a place that can seem lonely, dark, and isolative as well.
Yes, you learn a lot because you're getting in tune with the nature, and you're getting in tune with the nature of yourself.
Right.
And recognizing to know yourself, and you can actually even elevate your senses more when you're in that dark space.
Mm-hmm.
So, like our people,
I would imagine
today,
all the senses have to become more acute because of one sense being denied, which is sight, because in order for sight to work, you have to have light.
Right.
That sounds like I said something heavy and deep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But you can't see without light.
Right.
Unless you go to other faculties, unless you call forth other faculties and other modalities of experiencing life.
Right.
To be able to, because I was saying to myself, damn, it's interesting. I said to myself just yesterday, sometimes I see so much more clearly in the dark. Now that's heavyweight right there.
Yeah.
But it was for real. That's just something that came to my mind.
Right.
And now we're talking about being in the cave. One of the people that we listen to that whose music we play, actually, Man in the Box's cousin, got a song called "Down in the Hole." See, I'm familiar with the hole. Okay, which is another kind of womb.
Symbolic,
You know what I mean? Which is being down, and I guess symbolized by being isolated and away from the clatter and the noise and the cacophony of sound and rattling and stuff that won't allow us to have the peace, enjoy the peace that we sometimes need.
Exactly.
So the cave is necessary.
Yes, because it's also a place of, like how you was describing and what I was leading to, when it comes to our people who have been oppressed, and suppressed. We're in a form of a darkness. And when our ancestors, who were the light to the world, and they were exposed to light, and they were able to communicate to the spirits of the earth and the spirits of the universe and themselves, to be able to know themselves so they can commune with each other and be beneficial with each other with the knowledge, because everybody wasn't a mathematician, everybody wasn't a healer. I mean, whatever the divine gift, the divine spirit gift was to contribute to the one not be able to say, I know it all, and then be a so-called island of their own. But in order for there to be unity and a civilization and peace and harmony, everybody's be able to bring their gift to the table and complement each other instead of complicate each other.
I say.
So now that we're awakening to our divine consciousness and are recognizing our spiritual gifts, that is to contribute to the upliftment and the empowerment of our people in such a time as this. This is the time of rebirth. So we have already been birthed and have been into this cosmic garden and have learned the things that we've learned, utilized the things that we've learned, and then we had to experience a fall. It's kind of like a baby. When a baby come out the womb, I mean, it has 2 legs for the most part. Most come out with 2 legs, but they don't come out walking.
Right.
They come out crawling. But when mama or daddy is there, when the baby get ready to take their first step, they know that there has to be like a time of cautious and focused on the child, because we know that the child is getting ready to make that first step into the ability to walk for itself. But we're there to make sure if it falls, it don't fall too hard or in the wrong place at the wrong time. So now the paradigm shift, we are awakening, because we've been crawling in darkness. So now the light, a great light, is shining upon us. And the Spirit is like showing us the way of unity. First starting with the mind, and we already know whatever in your mind, your body will follow. You know, so the resurrection, the goodness of the darkness is to be able to recognize the uncomfortability of not being able to see. So now that we are starting to see, and we recognize the experiences of that darkness, we can utilize it not as a a stronghold or a stumbling block, but a stepping stone and building blocks to move forward.
I see. That is interesting. And I don't know why I'm being led to just share this little piece. But as you know, I was thinking about the time when you were speaking about the caves and the necessity of the cave and the discomfort, the discomfort associated with not seeing, right? And I don't know, for some reason I went to this Bible passage in my mind with David being on the run from King Saul, and took refuge in this cave, right? And while he was in the cave, Saul came in the cave and was close enough for him to reach out and touch him, but he couldn't see David. But David could see him because he had been in the cave,
Yes.
right? And so his other senses were acute enough to be able to know that it was somebody there. And he was close enough where he could have killed him, because Saul was looking for David to kill David.
Yes.
And David had the opportunity to kill him because he saw him and he didn't see David.
Right.
But David let him slide. And I was thinking to myself, we got enemies as a people. And while we're down in the cave that we've been in for the last 400 years or so, we have become sensitized in other ways. And now that I wonder if when others come into the cave looking for us, will we slay them or will we give them a pass?
Well, it's amazing that you would use that analogy, simply because that's it's the same thing symbolically. When the enemy comes into the cave, now keep in mind, we have already become accustomed to the cave. Our senses are actually in tune with the environment. So someone coming in who's coming in as an observation or manipulation or whatever the case may be, we've already connected with the energies and the spirits of the cave. So anything that comes in that's contrary to the energy that was present, you don't need to see, because your flesh is going to see. Your senses is going to see. That's what you're saying. So when the enemy comes in the midst of darkness, but because our presence is a form of light, even though the natural person can't see and perceive us,
right?
It's just like the divine spirit of this great light that is shining upon us. Those who are seeking the truth, we be able to hear the truth, apply the truth, and manifest the fruit of the truth thereof. So when our people are being bombarded with all of these, what you call, devices and methods that the enemy uses in order to try to destroy us. When he comes in, at the same time, if he comes in as an intruder, we have the right to defend ourselves. Because anyone who's going to reach out to try to hurt you, you have the birthright order to protect yourself. Now, I know that there's a teaching that says turn the other cheek, but I have to look at that as something symbolic. I can't see that in a...
I reject the literal interpretation of that.
Me too.
I reject the literal interpretation of that.
Yeah.
If you touch me, I'm touching you.
Yeah, just out of reflex, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm a prime.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, if you make me think you gonna touch me, I'm gonna touch you first.
Yes, a threat.
Yeah.
You know, they make laws to govern us, but it gives them an open door opportunity to be themselves. They don't necessarily use the laws and the policies to govern them. They do it for
of course not.
us.
Yeah, those laws are created to control black people and blackness, and the ability to profit from it. They want to control all of that, and presently they do. And the only reason they do is because many of us have bought into the idea that they deserve to be in control. Many of us have bought that idea.
That's true.
And until we unlearn that bullshit, we're going to be doing the same. You know, I mean, because I mean, think about it. Okay, so I started, this is me. I started boycotting the NFL football. And you know what, 3-4 years ago when Colin Kaepernick made his stand, and I joined him, and I didn't look at no football that first season, that second season, and I think it's the third season now, maybe third. And I ain't looked throughout the year, but I started looking a little bit, you know, during the playoffs, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing the game Sunday. I was just looking at how I was worn down. Right. At one time, I was staunchly, I am not looking at this. This is exploitative of black people. And until we get justice, I am not. Now I'm like, okay, let me just, I'm just going to catch a playoff game since we're so close to the Super Bowl. I mean, last year before, I didn't even look at the Super Bowl. I didn't give a damn, you know. I share that. A person as adamant as I can be, and as stubborn as I can be, as the time wore on, I'm doing something that I said that I wouldn't do. It's like I'm breaking a promise that I made to myself, right? Over time, I just wore down, and you know, the way the life is going, you know, I was like, hell, this is a little bit of fun I have. I don't go nowhere. Let me look at a little football. It's black men playing, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And I have rationalized within myself why I went against something that I said that I wouldn't do any longer. And that's what I'm thinking that kind of happens to us as a people. You know, yes, we fight and we resist white supremacy every day. But white folks are practicing white supremacy every day. They don't give up no days. They don't take no days off. Just like we don't take any days off, and we can't afford to take any days off. But the fact is, since they got so much momentum behind them in their practices, and everybody had to take a damn break every now and then from fighting, even the most valiant warriors and warrioresses got to take time to go in the cave, rejuvenate, rebuild, regenerate, so you can go back out and go to war again. But they got so much momentum going, they don't have to stay on the front line fighting all the time, because the momentum is behind them, and white supremacy is just moving forward. And when we take off a moment to resist, it's like we get pushed backwards. And here we are,
Well, if you notice, in all actuality, the ones who come up with the strategic planning, they do take breaks. That's the reason why they have allies. Now, we need to recognize who our allies are. And if you don't know, you need to learn to know and reconnect to know so you can be beneficial with each other. Because in all actuality, what one won't do, somebody else will do. But you have to make sure that you have that contact. Well, I'm going to send this bunch out to deal with the enemies on land. You look at the militaries. They have one to fight on land, one to fight on water, one to fight in air. So if we
now some to fight on the computer.
Oh, yes, they're definitely on the computer. Even what people like, when we start talking about conscious things of awareness, people say, oh, that's propaganda. Well, the military is the one who created the propaganda.
Right, it's a propaganda machine. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
the media is a propaganda machine.
Right.
It's projecting a particular idea to serve a particular purpose, which is the maintenance and the furtherance of white supremacy.
Right. Well, see, I don't even use none of those two words. I don't even put them together.
White and supremacy.
Well, you don't even hear me call them that. And I would definitely not put them in a category of that. But they are a primacy, but they are not supremacy.
Right.
I mean, because they weren't first. We were.
Right. And again, I often have to explain the reason that I use that term is because that's the term that my teachers used. Right?
Yeah.
That's the term that Dr. Francis Quest Welsing used. That's the term that Dr. Neely Fuller used. Those, and blessed be upon those who are now in the, well, not Fuller, but Dr. Welsing, in the ancestral realm. This is an idea that I learned from her, and I hold it. Now, I know good and well when nobody set up and fight Dr. Francis Cress Wilson about saying what she said. But
to me, when the divine spirit brings something to me to correct me, that means that correction is not just for me. When we recognize the power of the words, the power of the tongue, when we recognize the words that we use, actually contributes to the energy that continues to perpetuate us to be in the condition that we're in. We're not going to use the words that they've given us to explain who they are. When we recognize it's time for us to awaken to be who we are. We've been present here up under what you'd say 400 years or plus in a captivity. So we've been what they call being. We've been being because we've been guided, and we've been, in all actuality, have been told what to do and told how to think, but we haven't been given an opportunity to think for ourselves and do for ourselves. So when the divine spirit comes in and tells you, do not utilize these words because these words was created in order for that energy to be given to them. It empowers them. So if anyone I don't say it as in an arrogant or a disrespectful way, but the power to define is what gives us the power to control. So if we're utilizing words that is not empowering to us, but it's going to be empowering to them, then we have to be able to humble ourselves and be able to recognize the correction for our empowerment and no longer be in the power of devourment by them.
I agree. But what I'm also very aware of is, or at least from my perspective, the power is not in the word. The power is in the interpretation. And where people get distracted, where people have their consciousness undermined, is when there is a misinterpretation of a term, not necessarily the wrong term being offered. What we have before us is a term that perhaps has been misinterpreted by some, and it is not interpreted in the way that it was originally offered by those who created the term. And so, yes, humility is important as it relates to learners, particularly those of us who are lifelong learners. You have to maintain a spirit of humility in order to be able to learn. But I would contend that the power is not necessarily in the word. The power is in the interpretation of the word. And wrong interpretations, there can be wrong interpretations of good words and wrong interpretations of words that have evil and disempowering kinds of aura attached to it. I just offer that as a counterbalance in the discussion that we're having.
Well, okay, because we can go there. Before there's an interpretation, there has to be a manifestation of something that has to be interpreted. So the word.
I love this. This is fun. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying because, like, you being a pastor, my daddy was a preacher. They always like to start off a certain type of preaching where in the beginning was the word.
Yeah, that's in John.
And the word was
God.
And then the word was with God. Now, and the word became flesh.
And dwelt among us.
Yeah, and dwelt among us. So when I back up to a place with my own imagination, if the beginning was the word, that means, if you're in alignment with recognizing that there's 7 universal principles. The first one is in a language of mentalism. That's mindfulness. Being able to think and utilize thought for the purpose of creation. So when the Spirit spoke thought and it became a word because it became a thing, and then it became flesh as a living thing, then there has to be an acknowledgement that word has power. Just like you said, it's not necessarily the word, but how it's translated. But when it's a time for awakening of our people, the translation of that word is very empowering, as well as it is of a separation.
You know what, Mama Lioness? This is really important. Okay, I had a guest on last week, Dr. Will Coleman, Baba Dr. Will Coleman, right? Okay. A linguist. He's a linguist. I mean, he'll sit down with the Bible.
Okay.
That's written in Hebrew.
Okay.
Read it in Hebrew. Read it, translate it into English directly from the Hebrew, and give the Greek or the Aramaic comparison to whatever it is that's found, and then do the analysis between the two. Dude is, brilliant. All right. And he said, he made a statement on this show last week. He said, we must, as black people, must stop referring to the deity as God. God is a German word, right? And it means, I don't know what it just, I can look it up and find, I don't know what all they said. But God is a German word, and as such, it is not appropriate for us to use.
Energy goes to the ones who created it, and giving it to us for the purpose of defining.
Okay, but that's the name that's the name that black people and Africans around the world refer to the deity as.
Yes.
Now that's a fact.
That's
right?
what they've been taught.
Okay. So, and yes, the brother that I was speaking of has received, and I'm gonna use this word. I was gonna say substitute, but it's not. That would be an incorrect term. Is perhaps has received the authentic or an authentic word, which is part and parcel of Ifa, right? And so what he suggested is that we refer to the deity as Olorun.
Oh,
okay, and
Wow.
which is I'm okay with that. I ain't got no problem with it, and I could make the switch, not the switch. I could develop and remember.
Yeah.
Okay, the correct terminology and begin to apply it this very moment going forward.
But
my people don't know what the hell I would be talking about. So how in the hell would I be able to help people and be beneficial to my people by introducing something to them that neither them, those who came before them or before them or before them, and those who are coming after them, how would I be able to positively impact these people when people and the people that are around them are not familiar with this terminology?
they're not familiar because nobody's introducing them to the correct term. I mean, because in all actuality, like I said, well,
somebody is introducing, but everybody just ain't receiving.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Yes. I mean, because that's a very good being able to recognize that, because when you read when they use the book and all it says is God. Now, see, I don't say it. I just spell it out simply because I know it's not of our people. And most people ask me, well, why you don't just say, and then you just say this, and then I explain to them. So see, when a person asks a question, they're more apt to be able to receive the answer. And even like from a weekly basis, you don't eat maybe the same meal every day, so you have plans to eat.
Depending on how big the pot was they got cooked on Sunday.
Yeah, because I do eat leftovers myself. But I'm just saying, when we tell them that we are awakening to our ancestral cultural way of empowerment, that gives you also an opportunity to say, you have to be able to, if you're coming from a biblical perspective, you can't pour new wine into old wine skins.
Yeah.
So that means the people have to be open to be able to see the eras.
I wonder if the problem is with the wine skins or if it's with the wine.
Well, there is a difference between fermented and unfermented wine, so yeah, we can go there too.
We can get off into that. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, when I talk to people, the spirit just let me know, you be right there where they're at. But I can't take what was given to me as a form of light to be as a contributor to the light. If I constantly use the language that has indoctrinated my people, how are they going to be able to be empowered by the light that is now abundantly for us?
Okay, because you know how? Because it's complicated.
No,
okay, it's complicated.
Okay.
The same thing, and the reason I say that is I look at something as complicated and controversial as the black church.
Okay.
The whole idea of Jesus, and people would say, well, that's the wrong nomenclature for the Christ, and I would say, okay, all right, you got another name, we can do Yeshua if that's what you like. We can do other nomenclatures.
When I try to, I don't try. I don't even use neither one of those names. I mean, I've been
what
there.
you use, the anointed one, the
Yes,
Christ,
I do.
anointed one?
The anointed one, because in all actuality,
there are many anointed ones.
Yes. And he's not the only one.
Not
the
the
Bible
only one.
even said, "I will send you many saviors."
Right.
With
Right.
an S.
And I'm cool with that. the one I just like, and I like them,
right.
and I call them. And what I did was, and I'll never forget, I was listening to a song, and I heard a brother say, "Sweet black Jesus, prophet black Jesus," and that stuck with me, and it never left me. And I began to refer to the prophet of the anointed one as sweet black Jesus. I like that. People who hear me speak theologically, hear me use, or sermonically, hear me use that term, sweet black Jesus. And I grabbed it, I guess, maybe 6 years ago, and I've never let go of it, because what I'm attempting to do is to help people to see that which they perceived as helpful to them as looking like them.
Exactly.
You're right, right? That might not be the right name. You know what I'm saying? It might not, but sweet and black is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which takes me back to my premise, which was the whole thing about interpretation of terms. I'm gonna say something now that's gonna be controversial. And I never do that.
The situation.
Perhaps the energy is not in the word. The energy is what we give to the word. The word ain't got no energy in it of itself. The word can only receive the energy that we give it, and that's what empowers a word to penetrate a psyche or a community and have significance to the point where it can be used to define the experiences of a people. Maybe it ain't the word ain't got no energy unless what gave the word of God energy is God, or the deity, or the original source of energy. That's what gives the word energy, not the word itself, is what I'm suggesting.
Okay, so when you look at it from that perspective,
It's that sea moss, y'all. I'm on that sea moss, sister. That's what got
happened?
me. I said I'm on that sea moss. That's what got me ciphering like we ciphering today.
Oh, it's okay. Yes. So when energy is present, which is omnipresent, but you're in a situation where you're in captivity and your enemies tell you, this is the language, these are the words that you must speak. But there's in all actuality, in everything that you finish saying, you have to say in JC's name, which those are words. You know, they're words that they have implemented in order for indoctrination of manipulating the mind, searing it with a hot iron. And it is true. The energy that we give those words is what's either going to free us or continue to enslave us. So
we together. So why you want to go further? Because we together.
Yeah, we are.
We together right there.
That's the reason. Yeah, so that's the reason why it's important to take the opportunity to reevaluate. You have to first manifest the word, and then let the people know that the energy behind it is, even though the consciousness of being able to define the word, if the energy is still given from a misunderstanding of what is being defined and is not beneficial for you, then even in darkness, Even in the lightest presence, if you're not utilizing, instead of observation, of participating of what it is that you learn, you're still in the exact same place. So it's when I go to people and I meet them where they're at and the God of their understanding, because I speak to many different type of people and their beliefs and cultures are different. But in all actuality, if it's rooted in love, we can get beyond all of that and not necessarily talk about love, but do love and be loved.
Well, I just be damned if we ain't on the same page. And I love it. Because it's good to reason together. I read a piece something the other day that said, isn't it good when you have a conversation with someone and you determine that neither was wrong?
Well,
and why do we even have the desire to place those kind of value judgments on what we share as knowledge? That's a whole nother story and a whole nother.
Yes.
We can do another hour on that, couldn't we?
Yes. But the people, they do follow a name. And that name can be spelled. It can either be written or it can be spoken. And whenever they hear that name, they have been fashioned to follow it. Now, if your enemies is leading you into your destruction, you have been taught not to fear, but to have faith. That means when you have faith, because there's a difference between faith and faithfulness. Faith is sitting still. Faithfulness is in action. So if you are being said, now by this name, you must go here, or you must go there. But if you're not doing the research and you don't have that understanding of knowing that that particular word or those words was created to be the hook that continues to lead you into the right road of destruction, then you have to be able to take the opportunity to utilize the ears and that the divine spirit is given. We got two of them. There's the language of the world that comes in one ear, and then there's the language of the spirit that comes in the other ear. But right here in the transferring and the renewing of your first eye, which is the tip, the cornerstone that feeds to these eyes and these ears and this mouth, if you don't utilize what the divine spirit is giving us to be empowered, we leave ourselves to continue to be devoured. And
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm complete.
Sisters and brothers, Momma, Lioness, Moshay, my sister, my auntie, my cousin, my mama, and my friend. Hey man, that's gonna do it for this week. Sis, you took us out. You hadn't been here this year. I didn't even tell you Happy New Year.
Well, you can save it for me because this mine isn't until the spring when everything comes back to life.
Then
again.
it'll be new. So I'll save it for you.
Okay.
Okay. But welcome to the Double Deuce. All right, man, that's gonna do it for this week, and I'm cool with that. You know, I feel like I need a vacation. Didn't we just get off vacation? I feel like I need a vacation though, and I don't know I'm gonna be able to get it. I'm gonna get one probably in March. I'll make it through next month. I'll give y'all another month, but I'm gonna take me some time off in March, I think, and try to put my life together, man. You know, I'm getting old and I need to sit down and chill. I was walking this morning. I was looking at the people's houses on my street, and like the majority of the people are retired. And I was thinking, yeah, they don't do shit. They get up in the morning. I guess they're getting up. You know, but do I really want to? Is that really my dream, just to have a house so I can just sit in it, you know, and wait on the death angel. You know what I mean? So let me just get some rest now, so when I get older, I don't be tired. You know what I mean? Get some rest now, so I won't be so tired that I have to stay in the house every day when I get real old.
You know what?
What?
The divine spirit. I don't know if we're still on here.
We're still on. We getting ready to go though.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get out of here. I was trying to leave you. I don't know why we're still talking. I have no idea why we still talking. I tried to leave twice. I know why we still, because they were supposed to start playing the other music. Then when you start playing the other music, that means we out of here. Okay. Even though I sometimes talk over that.
Yeah, but in reference to elders, I hopefully, the spirit gave me a message to the elders. And I would like to collaborate with you and share that. It's going to be in a PowerPoint.
Start the music, please.
It's going to be in a PowerPoint presentation. But when we remember, or if we have those who have not heard it, it takes a village to raise a child. In that village, you have elders, you have adults, you have young adults, and you have children, and you have babies. You have no village if one is missing than the other. So
we're gonna have to talk about it next time. We're gonna have to talk about it next time.
Yeah. So can we do it?
We can do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the conglomeration of humanity that makes up a real village. That's why I be trying to tell these people they don't want to listen to me though.
Yeah,
they're gonna listen when you come back and when you say it. When you say it, they're gonna listen.
Yeah, they very much value our elders need to know.
No doubt. Peace to the Archbishop and the Holy Family, to the blood community I love so well, to my video engineer Craig Miggly, to my crack research staff, HC in the place to be, to my producer, C to the O to the Courtney Omega. Stop playing with me. And to the man in the box, the Grand Imperial Slice Master Supreme on applause, hand claps, and special effects. The man in the box. Well, I love that. Hey, man, y'all have fun. Enjoy your weekend. Mine starts today, and my week ends with more hard work than it began with. So y'all pray for me as we get it, y'all. All right, peace to the people, power to the people, and to the bros.
Hypocrites, me no like them parasites. Them scheme by day, them plot by night, striving on the plight of the poor and the sufferers. Jah know them a backstabbers. Jah know them a bloodsuckers. I can't take them vampires, 'cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. Free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. stealing and cheating. Them deceptive beasts, always scheming and deceiving, wheeling, dealing and misleading, stealing and concealing, playing with the people's feeling. Do they know the most I watching them? Them better know I man watching them. Cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. Cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. Run the track. Blood of my people, the blood. They have been shedding the blood of my people for a long time, a very long time, such a long time. I see the blood of my people is the lifeline, the substance of the beast. They have been shedding the blood of my people. They are sucking the blood of my people. Oh, it's the nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. Shedding the blood of my people. Sucking the blood of my people. Shedding the blood of my people. Sucking the blood of my people. The blood. Blood of my people, the blood. The blood. Blood of my people, the blood. They devise all kinds of weapons, then using them to kill my people. Some are famous, dangerous and deadly weapons. ICBW, chemical and biological weapons, like AIDS and Ebola, weapons of genocide against my people. They're instigating strife and war among my people, setting up the climate for the blood to run. The blood have to run for the base to feast. Oh, it's the nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. Shedding the blood of my people. Sucking the blood of my people. Shedding the blood of my people. Sucking the blood of my people. The blood. Blood of my people. The blood. I cry. The blood. Blood of my people. The blood.
If it makes sense, we have to go and do it, you know.
Yeah, what I man say.
If it makes sense, we have to go and do it, you know.
Hear what I man say. Right now. But each and every day I say, oh people now. Here I say, freedom. Rasta people them freedom. African people freedom. The original people, they can't find your body. Don't let them control your mind. So free up your mind, oh people now who have been trapped by the demons of the beast. They are trying to destroy your mind and spirit, your heart and soul, your divine control. Before they violate your body and destroy your world, they are waging all kind of warfare to distract and confuse your mind. Break them shackles, break them chains. Don't let them control your brain. Break them shackles, break them chains. Even though them change your name. Wake up, free your mind. Wake up, free your mind. If they control your mind, they can control your thoughts. If they control your thoughts, they can control your actions. Prompting you to take their baits that will lead you to self-destruction. With your self-defeating, self-destructive actions, doing exactly what they want. As you fall into your trap, say, up your manipulation, them unleash, them demons and them beast, to rape, ravage and feast. So wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up and free your mind. They create a schooling shits in preparing your mind for manipulation with their lies and their propaganda. Sensitizing your mind for more lies and falsification. To the medias and their institutions,